Okay, morning everybody on this Sunday summary session. So we're going to do quite a bit of stuff seated today and some of it stood, so hopefully it should suit almost everybody on this one. So we're going to start with a nice big breath in. So again, if you can, you're going to bend and then stretch up, breathe in, really stretch out on that way, on that breath out. Big breath in and out. Okay, you're going to keep going. If you're seated and your arms are restricted, you're just going to lift up as you breathe in and then let go as you breathe out, or out to the side if you can. Okay, so it's just to get that breath in, get some oxygen into your muscles. And we're going to look at a little bit of slow activation and release today. Okay, especially on the shoulders. So last couple of breaths in. Okay, so we're going to do this one seated. You can stand if you want to. It makes very little difference on this because what we're looking at is trying to get these shoulders back in line a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is roll back and settle those shoulders down. Okay, find that nice position. And then do it again. So shrug up, roll it back, settle those shoulders down. Okay, so looking from the side, you probably see that you feel like you're absolutely sticking your chest out, but actually you're probably just in line because a lot of us spend a lot of time like this, hunched forward. You know, if we're working, or you know, you're reading the paper, you're eating, sleeping, we're all like this. So I want you to try and get that nice little, driving, it's all this position. So I want you to get that nice balanced position. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our hand and put it across our shoulder to our pec muscle. Because what we're looking at is pec minor, which is situated behind pec major under here. Okay, so we're going to put our hand up onto the top of the shoulder, into the, on top of the muscle and into the shoulder. Then all we're going to do, the activation, is bringing that shoulder, rotating that shoulder in towards that hand, okay? But it's a really light pressure. It won't feel like you're doing much at all. So you're going to hold that there. We're going to count to 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so it won't feel like doing much, but it's just activating and giving that muscle some energy. Okay, and then we're going to come across to the other side. We're going to do the other side. So exactly the same again, just 20% pressure. So if you're finding it hard to do that, you're going to press as hard as you can, half it, then half it again. Hold that position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so we're going to do that once more on each side, then we're going to stretch, then we're going to do it again. Okay, so roll it back and down, bring it up. And I know it seems really slow, this, but it does help. So it's going to give that muscle some energy, get it working, and then we're going to stretch it and get those shoulders into a nice position. Okay, relax, roll them back and down again. Hello, Fred. Into that position. Off we go. So we're going to count to 20. So it seems really slow to start with, but this is going to get us to start our movement. And relax. Okay, so now we're going to stretch. So you're going to stretch, Fred. Okay, so to start position, if you can only get your hands to here and onto the front of your tummy, then that's fine. If you can, and stretch back, I'll just sit to the side so you can see that. Okay, if you can get the heel of your hands to the bottom of your rib cage, and then what we're going to do is we're going to try to resist the urge to throw our heads forward. And what we're going to do is squeeze together. So if you've got your hands on your tummy, what we're going to do is squeeze those elbows back. Okay, so you can try and stretch that chest. And hold that. So whichever position you've got. Okay, and relax. And I'll do it from the front as well. Okay, so if you're here, so you can try and really move, don't just move your elbows, try and move your shoulders as well, stretching this chest. Okay, so we've got 2 in there. Ideally, we would go for 4 on that, but just today, just to get going with it, it's going to be 2. But if you can build that up, if you're doing this video, you can always pause it, do an extra couple. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to take our arms out as far as we can and start to stretch and then bring them back in. So you're going to release that and then stretch it through. Bend it forward, stretch it through. So you can do your breath with this. You can breath out, breath in. Okay, so if all you can do on your shoulder movement is here, that's fine. Still getting your range of movement. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to stay seated on this one for the first one, and I'll show you, and then we'll do it standing as well, because you can get a little bit more movement, but not much. Okay, so you're going to plant yourself. If you're seated, you're going to make yourself that you're balanced on your chair. So you're going to try not to shift your weight from one bum cheek to the other. Okay, but what we're going to do is you're going to put your arms out to wherever you can. If you can get them out shoulder height, that's fine. If you can't, if you can only get them to there, that's fine as well. What we're looking at is movement here from the waist up. So we're going to glide across. Okay, so you're going to try and keep your weight even on that seat, so try not to be leaning from one side to the other, and we're going to go for 20. So the first one we're going to do is going to be the seated one. So if you're seated, that's where you're going to stay. Okay, and you're going to move that top of that body, move that back. So a little bit of Egyptian movement. Okay, then we're going to take the arms down and we're going to reach down. So you're going to try to imagine that you're fastened between 2 panes of glass, that you're not leaning forward, you're not being able to rotate, that you're fastened in. And you're going to reach down as far as you can. So again, it's up to you where you get to on this, but what we're trying to do is improve your movement and your range of motion on there. So you can get that a little bit further. Couple more. Okay, right, so I'm going to roll through. Oops, bra straps all jiggling this morning. Okay, right, so we're going to go through that whole lot again, okay, on those glides, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to do it standing. So if you're seated, you're going to do another set seated. If you are able to stand, we're going to move it to standing position. Okay, so you're going to have your feet hip width apart, give yourself a nice solid base, keeping those hips still. Okay, so arms are going to come out, so wherever you can get to on your arm, on your shoulder mobility, and then all you're going to do is you're going to push to one side and the other, one side and the other. This is 10, so we're going to go for 10 more. These nice glides, going to keep that, try and keep that balance, try not to lean from one foot to the other. You're trying to move just your top of your body. Okay, so if you're seated, you're still doing the same ones, keeping that balance even. Okay, and then we're going to go for those side bends. Okay, so if you're standing, you're just going to reach down your leg. Again, if you're seated, you're just going to carry on doing exactly what we did before. So you're going to try, reach down. Keeping that body nice and straight, try not to rotate it through. Feel yourself still fastened between those 2 panes of glass. couple more. Okay, so that's got back's movement. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work some rotation together along with that tricep lift. Do you remember that we worked on, I think it was Friday? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 20 seconds of each, and this is all going to be seated, okay? So your rotations, I'm going to show you 3 levels, and I'll show you 3 levels of your tricep lift. Then you can pick whichever level that you're at and you'll feel comfortable with. And then we will do, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 sets, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. So your rotations, your first one, if you remember from the videos we've done before, first one, if you can just get your arms folded across your tummy, and you're going to rotate from one side to the other. You can try and keep this balance nice and even on the chair. Okay. Second level, if you can get your hands up onto your shoulders and your elbows up. If you can just get your hands up onto your shoulders, that's fine. But if not, you can try and get your elbows up as much as you can. And you're going to rotate here. Okay. If not, if you're on to the next level, if you can get your hands up onto your shoulders and your elbows back. Okay, so that's going to start to stretch this chest muscle that we've just activated as well. And you're going to rotate from there. Okay, so if you can get to here, the fact that we've done this pec release and stretch is going to help that even though your arms are still forward. So we're going to do 20 seconds of that, 20 seconds rest, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go on to that tricep lift. So if you remember from the other day, if you've got a chair with arms, you can just push yourself up, so you're coming up and down and working those triceps, or just even pushing onto the arms of the chair. Because getting that tension in your arms is going to help you build some muscle and get that little bit stronger. If you are able to, and you've got either a really solid settee that you can put your hands around the front of, or chair that you get your hands around the front of that's not going to tip up if you're holding the front of it. If not, if it's a dining room chair, you're going to hold the side. And then all we're going to do is you're going to come to the edge of the seat and then come down and up. Okay, I'll show you this from the side as well in a second. And you're going to do, we're going to go for 20 seconds, but if you can only manage a couple and then sit back, that's fine. What I want you to do is I want you to feel safe that you can definitely get back up. I will turn this chair to the side and just show you this from the side as well. So you're going to come off the edge of your seat and down and up. You're going to use your feet as balance to help you get that back up, and then as soon as you feel unsafe, you're going to push yourself back up and get back into that nice seated position. Okay, so I'll do that from the side so you can see that one. Okay, so we're going to go for 20 seconds on with a 20-second chance to get yourself into position and a rest, and we're going to do that 3 times. Okay, so are we ready? Let's go through this. Okay, so you're going to start with those rotations, whichever position you're in. Okay, this one's level 2 if you remember. And we're going to rotate round. Okay, you're going to not rush it. You're going to try and get around as far as you can. Okay, you've got 20 seconds now. Let's have a look at the clock. Come to the edge of your chair or the edge of your settee if you've got your hands forward on that settee, and then all we're going to do, we're going to come off there, or you're going to be on the arms of your chair and you're just going to push and hold that tension. If you can hold that tension, then let it go, hold that tension. Okay, so I'm going to come off here and try and get, so even if you're just coming off and holding and going back on, coming off and holding and going back on. Okay, just to get that tension in your arms. Okay, you can get, if you've got arms with seats with arms on, you can just get that tension. Okay, we've got 20 seconds rest. We're going to go through that again. Okay, 5 seconds. So arms into position for your rotations. So whether it's going to be hands on shoulders or arms crossed, or just arms crossed across your tummy, that's fine. We're just going to get those rotations and try and keep that balance so that we're not squeezing it round and just using our legs. You're actually working your back. Okay, rest. Okay, we're going to get into that position again. Okay, 10 seconds. And again, I said, if you've just got that tension, you're just going to come off the edge of your chair and back on, off the edge of your chair and back on. Okay, because this is just going to work your shoulders. Okay, if you're able to come down a little bit, it's going to be working the back of those arms. If you're able to push on the sides of a chair, it's working the back of those arms. But if you just want to get your balance and work off that chair and back, off that chair and back. Very interested this morning, Fred, aren't you? Off that chair and back. Okay, rest. We've got one more set of those to go through. Okay. 5 seconds. So arms in position. So whether it's across, or onto your shoulders, and rotate. Okay. So you can see my legs are moving very little on this. We're just trying to work that back. Now, I'm not the best at rotating by any means. My shoulders are quite forward, but it's just a case of keeping going and trying to improve where you can. Okay, and then we're back to this tricep lift or this push onto the arms of your chair. Okay, this is the last set on these. 5 seconds, and then we're going to go into this tricep. Okay, but I want you to feel safe with this. I don't want you to end up on the floor. Okay, so you're coming off and back, off and back, or you're coming down and back up, down, whether you're actually able to hold it for 2 or 3. And rest. Okay, give those shoulders a rest. Grab yourself a drink. Do you need to keep hydrated? You know, even if you're inside and it's not particularly hot. Okay, so the other thing that we looked at this week in quite a lot of detail, different sessions, was balance and getting the legs moving. Okay, so if you're seated, I'm going to show you this seated to start with. If you're seated and you can't get your balance to stand up, all you're going to do is get the ankle moving. Okay, so if you can get your foot on the floor, I want you to try and maintain that arch if you can. So you can squeeze, if you can squeeze that leg, keep that arch in your foot and then come up and down. Okay, when we go to a single leg one, if you can, what you're going to do is you're going to push up and lean over. So you're getting some weight onto that leg. Lean over, okay? And then you're going to come up onto the toe and lean over onto it. Okay, so it's just going to give you that bit of movement and a little bit of balance work because you're going to lean over and get some movement onto that leg. Okay, for the leg lifts, the straight leg lifts, if you're seated, if you can, you're going to either put your leg out, you're going to take your leg just to that straight position, okay, or you're going to have it out and you're going to lift up if you can. Lift the whole leg. Try and keep the leg long so it's a lever. Okay, or you're just going to take it out to a straight leg position. Okay, and then the last one is if we are on the standing one, we're going to go to a forward and back. So all you will do is come out and then squeeze back as much as you can. So if you're on a straight leg lift, all you're going to do is get that lift up and down, up and down. Okay, so if you stood, so that's for your seated ones. If you stood, we're going to do the first round. We're going to come up and down, okay, onto those toes. So you're going to go up and down once, lift once, okay, up and down, lift, lift. Okay, so are we ready? So if you're seated, you're going to go up and down, either straighten that leg or lift that leg. If not, you're going to stand with me and we're going to do this one together. So are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Up onto your tiptoes and back down. Get your balance. Lift your legs straight, straight. Okay, up and down. Lift your legs straight, straight. Okay, keep it going. So I'm going to do 5, but you're going to do it at your own pace, okay? So that's it, so rest now. Okay, so now we're going to try and go to single, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come, if you need to put your foot on the floor, that's fine. You're going to lift, change sides, lift, and then we're going to lift and lift. Okay, so it's all going to be forward at the moment. Okay, so if you're seated, again, it's going to be lift and lift. Get that foot movement up onto that toe and lean over, and then you're going to lift your leg, or take the whole thing up. Okay, so are we ready? I'm going to do 5, but we're going to start and see where we get to. Okay, so you're going to go at your own pace. So you're going to start with one toe up, and we're going to lift up and down. Swap that round. Lift up and down. Okay, back to the original leg. Lift and lift. Okay, are we ready? So toe up again. Lift up on that one foot. Lift up on that other foot. Lift your leg. Lift your leg. That's 2 for me. So you're going to go at your own pace. Bit of swapping around, getting a little bit of coordination going. Okay. So lifting up, just using that toe as a balance. And I'm going to try and do it without, okay? Okay, so is that 3 or 4? We'll do one more. And so using that toe as a balance. Okay, and then we're coming up and up. Okay, so rest there. Okay, so it's a little bit of coordination as well, trying to get your brain working from one side to the other, as well as even when you're seated, you're still working that one side to the other. Okay, so the last one. No, it's not the last one. We've got another one to do yet. Okay, so this time, if you can, you're going to take the other foot out of the equation. You're going to balance on one foot and lift up, okay? If not, you're still going to use that toe as balance, or even the back of the chair as balance, okay? So if you can, what we're going to do is you're going to lift your leg up, and oh, I can't go today. Lift up and down, and then while you stood on that leg, lift and down. Then we're swapping completely to the other side. You're going to lift up and down, lift that leg up and down. Okay, so you got that one. We'll just do that one again. So this is working balance on one leg for that little bit longer. So you're up and down, leg up and down, then you're up and down, leg up and down. Okay, so I'm going to go for that. Okay, so again, you can work that coordination on your seated side. So you're going to lean over and up, lean over and up, and then lift the other leg. Lean over and up and lift the other leg. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple standing, and then I'll go to the seated so that you can see that. Because we're going to keep with this one. Okay, are we ready? This one wants working a little bit more. Okay, so are we ready? So we're going to go up and down. Then we're going to lift that lifted leg and back down. Over to the other side. Up, down, lift, down. Coming back. So up onto the toes and back down, lift and back down. A lot of control, squeezing that tum and bum. Okay, keep it going, guys. I'm just going to do this seated so you can see. So what you're doing is you're going to come up and down and then lift that leg. Other side, lean it over, up and down, lift and down. Okay, so up. So you're leaning over, getting that weight on that leg. If you can lean forward to get that weight up, and then you're going to lift your leg and back down. Okay, change it to the other side. You can lean forward, get that movement in that ankle, and then lift that leg. Okay, So keep it going. So we're going to do a couple more on this side. So 1, 2, and lift. Up to the other side. 1, 2, and lift. You're going to keep going with that on that straight leg if you stood up. Okay, and rest. Okay. So last one on this one. I'm going to show you this one's seated, I think, first, just so that we can work it through. So what we're doing is we're going to add. Thanks to Steve, who keeps moving the camera around for me. He's doing a sterling job this morning because I'm all over the place, up and down. So what we're going to do is you're going to lean over. If you can, I said, if you can lean forward, you're going to lean forward into the balance on that leg. Lift and get the ankle moving. Bringing it back to centre, you're going to lift up and then swing back. So you're going to pull that heel back if you can. If you've got a settee and you can only go back to there, you can just tilt it forward a little bit. Okay, then we're going to change legs. We're going to lean it on, lift, back down, bring it to central, lift up, and then swing through back. Okay, and we're going to keep alternating on this one. Okay, are we ready? So if you're doing it standing, it's exactly the same. I'll just show you once and we're going to get into the full set. So you're going to come up and down, lift, and swing. You're going to stay nice and upright in that swing. Okay? If you need your balance, your toe balance there, that's fine. Or your balance on your chair, up and down, lift forward and back. Okay. Are we ready? So we're all going to do this together. We're going to go for 5 on each side. And then, but say you take your time. I'm going to do 5 for that length of time. And you do as many as you can. So we're going to go up and down. Lift and back. Other side. Up, down, lift, back. Okay, that's 1 of the 5 done. Up, down, lift, back. Again, if you need that toe to help you, up, down, then lift that leg, swing it back. That's 2. Okay, so if you need that toe to help you get up and down on that one leg, that's fine. Or if you need the balance of the chair, if you're really struggling, you can go up and down on 2, lift and back. Again, if you need to go up on 2 and then lift and back. Oh, your ankle back there. Okay, so that was 3, up, down, lift, back. Again, doing the same on the chair, going up, down, lift, back. Okay, I've got 1 more to do. You're just going to keep going at your own pace. Okay, up, down, lift, back. Okay, up, down, lift, back. Okay, rest there. So, last bit of today's session. So, I hope you can take some parts of that and work those, you know, I mean, even when you're standing with watching the kettle boil or something like that, you can still try and get that ankle movement. Or if you sat, you know, if you sat watching the TV, you can still lean forward and get that ankle movement going. Okay, and try and get that little bit of strength, a little bit of balance work. Struggling, you know, if you're struggling with it, that's you know, it's all a case of doing what you can. Right, just looking for my timer. Right, we're just going to extend this time on this one for the work to be to 30 seconds instead of 20 seconds. So we're just going to take it, we're going to do that a little bit longer just to finish it off so that you've got a little bit of routine with upper and lower at the same time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to have a peck in and out. Okay, so you're going to lift your arms to wherever you can. So if you can only get them to there, that's fine. That's your movement, okay? So going to the maximum of what you can do. If not, it's going to be here, okay? And at the same time, you're going to lift your legs if you can, okay? So you guys that are seated, if you can manage that, that's fine. We're going to do 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off. If you are stood, okay, we are going to lift and open, lift and open. Okay, you just try not to throw your head forward, you try and keep it as much as you can. So, if you're a little bit more able, you can either have some weights in your hand, if you've got your trusty tins, or you can actually just get it that little bit quicker so that you're really starting to push it on, okay? So, but it's entirely up to you. We're going to go for 30 seconds so you can do as many reps as you like. Okay, are we ready? So I'm going to start with a seated one. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So we're going to go lift, lift. So this is getting some coordination working as well. Both things together. This makes it a compound exercise that you're doing both things together. Okay, working different sets of muscles, but all at the same time. Okay, so you're just going at your pace. So if you can only get to there and you can just lift that leg up a little bit, that's fine. You're doing your thing. And it's not about what anybody else does, this is your journey. Okay, 20 seconds rest. Okay, so I'll go to the seat, to the standing ones now. So again to your 5 seconds, and then we're going to go 3, 2, 1, off we go. So lift, lift. So this is working balance. Again, you're working those leg muscles and those shoulders, working and stretching this one that we did the stretch and the activation for earlier. And again, if you're struggling with shoulder mobility, you can just take it to here and take it to there. It doesn't matter. If you can stand and do that, that's fine. It's entirely up to you where you are. Okay, that's 2 done. I think I've got 6 sets on here. Yeah, we're going to go for 6. Okay, we're going to go for 6 sets on this one. So we are 2 down. We have got 4 to go. So this is going to get those hearts raised a little bit if you can get that little bit quicker. Okay, it's going to use more muscles, take a little bit more oxygen. So don't forget to breathe, okay? So breathe in. And on that rest. Okay, keep it going. So I'm going to share all these later, each of the week ones, and keep it, try and keep it consistent for the week. We've got another week of exercises next week. Last few seconds on this round. Okay, we'll take it back to seated, just to remind you on those. Okay, hope you guys are enjoying this one. The Sunday summary, get you energised, keep you moving, keep you healthy, keep you strong while you're stuck inside a lot of the time. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is your seated one. So again, if you've only got your shoulder mobility to there, as long as you can try and get your arms up if you can. So nice and gentle, just lifting those thighs. Okay, using that work to lift those thighs. Okay, last few seconds on this round. Okay. We have got 2 rounds to go. I have to be careful how I did that. 2 rounds to go, folks. Okay. So if you are a little bit more able, you should be starting to get quite breathless now if you're going quite quickly with this. So we're ready to start that 5th round. Off we go. So we're starting to pull it back. Okay, so shoulders should be starting to work now. They should feel like those shoulder blades are moving. If I can show you going round, you can see shoulder blades are moving. Okay, starting to really get some movement in the arms. Arms might be aching because you're holding them up. And then if you're getting that last bit a bit quicker. Okay, we have got 1 round to go, folks. 1 round to go. Oh, even I'm getting breathless now. Okay, we've got some things out next week. I'll tell you about it in a second. This is the last round. Off we go. Last round. Really squeezing those shoulders. Stretching that chest, so feeling it stretch across. Okay, you're lifting those legs up. Lifting those legs up as much as you can. Okay, getting that balance, working that balance. Side to side. Come on, we're nearly there. Last few seconds, come on. Really is down to the last little bit. Keep it going. And rest. Well done, folks. Okay, let's give those shoulders a roll. So if you're seated, just going to give those shoulders a bit of a roll and those arms a little bit of a flick, just to get those muscles back to normal. Okay, and so we're just going to turn our arms out and stretch, and then roll them in and take it down. Stretch that back and then roll out. And last time, we're going to roll in. And we're going to finish on that roll out, so your shoulders are in that nice position. Give those legs a little bit of a jiggle. Give yourselves a clap, folks. Good session this morning. Well done. Cheers.